Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Sapphire. This is my first video, so no mean comments, only constructive criticism. I lost 30 pounds in 3 months on the keto diet. When I was starting the keto diet, I had a hard time figuring out what I was doing. It took me a while to actually master and get into it and get used to it. So I just wanted to make a video because a lot of people ask me for advice on how to start the keto diet, and I have a few tips and tricks that I think are really important that people should know before they start the keto diet so that they can be prepared. And I just wanted to share that with you guys in case you were planning on starting it or looking for where to start or feel a little lost. Hopefully I can help you just a little tad. I'm not an expert. I just want to share my tips and my life experiences. Keto was something for me that changed my life. I am so happy that I found that outlet and that method of losing weight. At first, nothing was working for me. I felt hopeless. After I lost 30 pounds on keto and I lost them like this, I felt on top of the world and I felt like I could do anything, and I continued to lose another 40 pounds after without keto, following a balanced diet, and I still feel really good and I'm still making progress. And I want to share that with people, and I want other people to be able to do that. And if I can help you at all in any way, then I am over the moon, happy and excited for you and for me. So yeah, let's get into it. My first tip is to start tracking your calories when you're starting off on the diet. You don't have to do this for the whole time you're on the diet. And the reason you don't have to do this is because after you track your calories for a week or so, maybe even 2 weeks, you'll probably get a feel of what you're eating. You'll start to memorize how much calories are in things and what your macros are. You won't really need to track. It's kind of like training wheels, basically. It is really helpful in the beginning to track what you're eating because you will get a sense of what your macros are at the end of the day, how much carbs are actually in the things you're eating. On keto, we're trying to cut the carbs completely so that we're changing our energy source from burning carbohydrates to burning fat. You want to stay under 25 grams of net carbs a day. I chose to stay under 21 grams of net carbs. And one thing that I didn't do in the beginning was figure out how to calculate net carbs. Figuring out how to calculate net carbs for me was so amazing because you can eat more net carbs than you can total carbs. To make sense of this, when you're looking at the nutrition facts on something that you're eating, you subtract the fiber because I guess your body digests fiber in a different way. So you want to subtract the fiber from the total carbs on the nutrition facts, and the carbs minus the fiber is the net carbs that you're actually counting. I would recommend using a macro calculator. I would use one that does keto. So maybe just Google keto macro calculator, put your info into that, and you'll get a personalized view of what percentages of fat to carbs to protein you should be eating in a day to successfully complete the keto diet. About 20% protein, 75% fat, which is a lot. I would recommend, instead of just eating butter and sour cream and stuff, to actually use healthy fat sources such as olive oil, nuts like almonds, but be careful when you're eating nuts to make sure you're not eating too many carbs. This whole thing is just balance and math and addition. That's why tracking is a really useful tool in the beginning to help you get used to your new way of life, diet, lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. My second tip for starting the keto diet is to take progress pictures. One thing for me that I didn't do that I wish I had done was take more pictures in the beginning. I didn't take enough pictures in the beginning because I was ashamed of my body. I didn't want to look in it in the mirror, let alone take pictures and document what I looked like. But I wish that I had, because pictures are the most amazing way to see your results. If you have a lot of weight to lose, doing keto, you're gonna lose weight really fast. It's gonna happen before you even see it happening. It kind of felt like I woke up and I was 30 pounds lighter. I know that's not what's actually happening, that's just a feeling, but The progress pictures ultimately kept me motivated. The scale can fluctuate every single day depending on how much water you're retaining, depending on the time of day. Progress pictures don't lie. So I would say instead of focusing on the scale, focus on pictures, because that's where you're really gonna see your results. My third tip for starting and succeeding in the keto diet is being prepared for the keto flu. The keto flu is what they call the transition period when you're starting the keto diet. So when you're starting the keto diet, there is a time where your body's basically going through carb withdrawal and sugar withdrawal. And at first, the cravings that you get are fucking insane. I used to have dreams where I was like gorging on nachos and I would like wake up in a panic and be like, oh my God, I ate carbs. I hadn't even eaten any carbs and I was like relieved. That goes away, but they're like insane at first. I would recommend finding good substitutes to the foods that you're craving, like making keto recipes from Pinterest or something like that, because you might need it. Another thing is you might end up feeling fatigued and mentally drained and not so good. This should persist for about a week. So if that's how you're feeling in the first week, don't let it discourage you, because a lot of people do that. But some things that helped me get through that was making sure that I was getting my electrolytes. I actually bought electrolyte supplements. So I bought potassium and magnesium and I was taking those, and they did help me get through the keto flu. They made me feel a lot better. Another thing that makes you feel so fatigued is your lack of sodium. So some people literally eat bouillon cubes. I just put more salt on my food. I had no issue with that. Soy sauce, anything that's gonna get you a quick fix of sodium should help. Also, for getting your electrolytes in, Powerade makes a sugar-free version that's sweetened with stevia, which is a super keto-friendly sweetener. I would recommend drinking that, especially if you're gonna drink like alcohol. I used to mix it with my vodka. Super keto-friendly, no guilt. Cool. On to the next tip. Okay, my next tip is to plan your meals. Planning your meals makes you feel a little less frantic when you're trying to stick to your diet and you don't know what you're doing in the beginning. I used a basic formula to plan my meals when I was in the grocery store. It was basically meat and veggies for me. In the morning, I would eat eggs and bacon, and at lunchtime, I would eat like a salad with some balsamic or something, some sausages on the side. For dinner, I would have chicken wrapped bacon and asparagus. Any variation of meat and veggies basically worked for me. I don't find it necessary to plan like all these fancy meals or use any kind of meal prep services, because for me, this was the simplest diet, like meat and veggies. It might get boring, but you have like 6 different vegetables you can choose from: broccoli, asparagus, spinach. I'm sure there's a few others, so it'll be fine. You got this. On to my last tip, which is probably a pretty big tip for anyone doing any diet, but it's drink a lot of water. Drinking water will help you get through the keto flu. It'll help you just like flush everything out of your system. It'll help you lose weight. Your body needs water anyways, so just try and drink at least like 2 liters a day, probably more. You're probably gonna need more than that, but if you don't drink a lot of water already, just start with 2 liters a day. You can track your water on MyFitnessPal too when you're tracking your calories. I guess that's the end of it. That's like all the tips that I have. Well, I have more tips, but I wanted to pick my top 5 just for starting out. If you guys have any more questions, please just leave them in the comments. I promise I'll reply to every question that I get in the comments. And if I get a lot of questions, I can make another video answering them. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, can you give it a thumbs up? Because I guess that helps people's channel. YouTubers be begging people to like thumbs up their videos. So here I am. Now the tables have turned. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to regret all the people I didn't thumbs up, because I feel like I have bad thumb karma now. But anyways, thanks guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, amazing, fantastic, legendary, revolutionary night. Bye.